What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of the Rakish Rovers. Thank you guys so much for joining us. My name's Tom Quinn, resident dungeon master here at Modern Myth, and the people you are really here for are sitting in the seats next to me. Say hello to everyone, the Rakish Rovers.
Hello, everyone.
Sweet. You can tell they're pretty hyped for the way this one's going to kick off. If you do not recall, last episode, we blew up an airship thoroughly.
Yeah.
Having tried their hand at a little freeform piloting of airships, the Rovers came to find that there's more to it than maybe the Tempest let on. Smashing into the cliffside wall, and only in that moment realizing that the ship was laden with harvested nitromethane. The ship goes up in splinters. The Rovers take a nice rope swing back on over to the ledge, and from that point on, an agitated Katerina decides that she needs to cool off a little bit and heads off into yonder cave, where Kat and Kel have a little heart-to-heart. Aster does a little exploring and investigating of maybe some ancient cultural relics. Ooh. Just in time to whir around, excitedly telling her friends, like, hey guys, check out what I found, only to see the slip of tentacle coil around Katerina. You see Kel, who, is still kind of feeling like he did a pretty good job handling that whole interpersonal situation as the tentacle slipped around him, and you could see two more kind of curling down from the ceiling in your direction. Jenny ducking down, you can hear a growl kind of snarling in the back of her throat. Important note is within this cavern, there are a series of nitromethane clusters, these crystallizations that have kind of grown out of the floor. I know we touched on those, but will become all the more important potentially in a combat scenario. So that is where we're going to jump right back in, unless you three have anything to add.
No, let's roll some dice.
Keller's ready. Aster's ready. Katerina's ready.
She's excited. She's so excited.
All right. With that, we got initiative across the board, and we got top of the niche going to be Katerina. Katerina, what are you up to?
Having been grappled by the tentacles, I'm gonna try to wiggle free.
Okay. Go ahead and give me. We're in that gray area. I will allow you to make an athletics or acrobatics.
Oh, it's not great. Oh, it's an 11.
On the die?
No, I rolled a 2.
Ooh.
Ouchies.
I rolled a 2 and almost escaped. No problem. Wriggling and writhing kind of against, you could feel you can even hear kind of that kind of bending, twisting leather sound as it begins to constrict around you and kind of fighting against it. You will not have another opportunity to make it with acrobatics for this grapple, as it twists and binds around you, and you can already feel your feet kind of lifting up off the ground as you begin getting pulled up towards this thing. Anything else that you want to do? You got your bonus, and your movement is 0 right now, as you are, for everyone at home, both grappled and restrained.
Can I use my bonus
can't
to
be
disengage?
one without the other.
Right?
Can you, I'm sorry?
Use my bonus to disengage.
Yes. Loophole. I found it.
I found the loophole.
That's the reason we disengage.
You disengage, and it seems as
You're
though
still
he wouldn't
restrained.
be able to take opportunity attacks should you be able to leave his reach.
Wonderful.
What's your speed again? Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'll just be here. I was shouting out to Aster. Oh, Aster, it's got a tight grip!
It echoes through the chamber as you watch again, kind of just at the edge of the glowing rock that has kind of become your flashlight. You can see her beginning to lift up, and as she does, she's kind of getting darker and darker as she moves further away from you. That's going to jump over to Kel. What you got, Kel?
So if I understand correctly, I have disadvantage on athletic checks to get rid of the restrain condition.
Yes.
Can I have Jenny attack the tentacles wrapped around me to negate the?
You absolutely can.
All right, so I'll do that.
Okay. And she's gonna have to make a little bit of a. Your boots are just starting to scrape the ground as she. She's gonna have to do a little bit of a leaping pounce. You can see kind of coiling all of that energy into her back legs as she prepares to leap up to free her noble
guy who's
master.
left her to die. I don't know who his names. All right, here we go.
She's forgiving you. It seems like.
Yeah, we're tight. 12 plus 20.
20, leaping up, claws raking down across the tentacle. Roll damage for me.
Oh,
Or was that a bite? I'm sorry. Was that claws? or bite? I'm guessing it was probably claws.
oh, okay. Sure. And this was to loosen help Cal get away, right?
It actually has a hit point total. So
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
if you want, I'll give you a +1 on
Can
your
I channel a
escape.
smite through Jenny?
No, you can't. but that's something that we will talk about. That.
Oh, look at me. Oh.
Don't you worry your pretty little head.
So this is going to be a bite.
All right,
For a 2d6 plus 4.
see what you got. Don't fuck this up.
8 damage.
8 damage. Leaping up, raking down. You can see heavy lacerations tearing into the side of this tentacle. And this kind of blackish green blood kind of oozing down onto you. And you can see it kind of spray down onto Jenny's face as it kind of begins lifting up and she kind of shaking as best she can before having to let go and drop a foot or two back down onto the ground. Tentacle still, albeit pretty badly lacerated, still has its grip on you.
What do I do, Dom? What do I do?
What do you do?
I have disadvantage on strength checks,
And
but I
attacks.
might as well. And attack, so.
So I think you should roll 2 dice and take the lowest.
Nice. I need to let you know
what
I'm
are you
doing
doing? Are
first.
you trying to escape or are you trying to attack it? You can't. I mean, you can attack it even while.
Yeah, I know. I'll attack it. I want to see. What we can do here.
Roll them, baby.
All right. Um, 16.
16?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a miss.
Oh.
Struggling as best you can. A spear is an unwieldy weapon when you don't have, a particular range of motion with the entirety of your body, and kind of doing what you can to jut at it. You can see the head of the spear kind of just clipping at the tentacle, but not finding any real bite. As you feel now, the ground completely leaves your feet as you are being hoisted up into the air by this thing. Anything else?
Yeah, my bonus action, I'll cast Wrathful Smite on myself.
Okay.
And Cal will look up thing. Man, this reminds me of the Underdark. Oh god, this is scary.
A decided deadpan tone hanging in the voice. All right, as it begins reeling you upwards.
Aster, focus on Cat. See her safe first.
Okay.
that you actually you can see his boots kind of kicking in the air as that echoes down
Are they both,
from the darkness.
Being held up now? Like,
They're actively being reeled in. Technically, that's not all. That's happening on a separate turn, but to give you a sense, they are being pulled up into the air by this thing. So you do, from a mechanical standpoint, still have visual on. both of
Okay.
them.
Is it possible to
Doubtful.
Fireball.
Sounds like you
Not
have
a
a
terrible
choice.
idea.
see? I mean, no.
Just detonate it on everyone.
If you think that doesn't cross my mind on every potential
When
opportunity,
you say most words, Cal, she's all fireball.
Is it possible to hold a bonus action? It is not. Okay.
Yeah, you can see the two of them being reeled upward into the air. You can see 2 other tentacles
Oh, yeah, coming
unspooling
towards you.
in your direction.
Okay, I would like to rage.
She did take that multi-class.
Wizard.
Surprise! Aster turns around, just fuck again, and then stow her rock.
Okay, so as an action, we're gonna go ahead and say the rock has been stowed.
Damn it!
That's an interact. You know it's an interact.
Can we throw it at it?
Yes,
you can.
This is D&D. Anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Even really dumb things.
She gets out a small piece of iron, and charges up, and she's really straining as she moves it about, and it unfurls basically. And goes, I would like to hold monster.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
What
So,
is this?
Here, I'm going to say, as of right now,
Can't you
you
see
can
it?
see the tentacles, which you are targetable. But
Okay.
you cannot see where they're originating. So
Oh, dang. Okay.
I will certainly allow
You
that.
can
but
see the target. Okay. I don't know. Cause yeah, if I can't see it,
Good idea.
I'm stowing that.
are you
thing.
gonna light that thing up?
Oh, I was, but then I forgot I had that prepared, and I was like, well, this is what you do, isn't it?
Yeah, right?
It's like what you do with monsters.
You hold
You'll
them.
hold them.
Okay, then
Caress
fireball.
them.
Up into
Give a little-
the space
give a
I
little-
can't see. Maybe
Okay.
I can. Maybe there's something flammable up there that I could light up.
Okay.
Something to that degree.
Just kind of targeting the general origins of where the tentacles seem to be coming from.
Just
Fireball's got a decent
it's got
radius.
some range.
All right, that's a dex save.
But before I run it, my buddies are not in that radius, right?
They don't have. They certainly don't have to.
Okay, then.
Well, it's a 20-foot radius.
Yes.
So I mean, they're only about. Yeah, I'd say they're just skirting. The ceiling's about 25 feet or so high. So,
That's 5 feet of safety.
so
It's 5 feet.
firing up in that direction. Little dex save. Oh,
Dex save.
this thing's got a dex.
It's a freaking tentacle monster.
What's the DC?
It is
It's
17.
almost certainly. The fireball fires up towards the ceiling, and you can see a series of stalactites kind of glowing as it courses its way up there. Just before making impact, which is just kind of off to the left of this creature, you see it kind of the bloom of light. You can see one predominant, quite large stalactite, which has unfurled this kind of vertical gash of mouth with a series of kind of jagged razor teeth, and kind of wincing from the flame as it kind of tears past it, kind of, and a burst of flame ignites the ceiling and kind of everything up there around it. You hear a chorus of screeches. I mean, dozens maybe, as you watch. Just
Oh, you've got a bunch of tentacles.
dozens of these, what appear to be stalactites.
How many?
These are much smaller.
Oh, okay.
In fact, as you watch them fall, for a second you think like you have started bringing the ceiling down. So many of these come off of the ceiling, but when they hit, you hear kind of the sickening wet smack of carapace but something organic, and you can see a little splat of juice as they spread out. Go ahead and roll damage for me for the this big guy.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
All the dice.
Can we just get a
Four.
shot of her selecting her menagerie
Right.
of dice?
Well, they gotta be fire-ish. So.
Yeah.
There they are.
Okay.
Oh. 12, 17, 20 on the die.
So the first set.
20 plus 14.
34.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget about your gloves.
Yes. 34, is that right? Is that what you said? Okay, plus 1.
35.
35.
You hear kind of this low gurgle. You can kind of see a silhouetted form in the plume of light as it kind of shifts and rides around.
While it's distracted, can I move elsewhere?
You can move wherever you like.
Can I not?
There's a ledge over there. You can jump off.
Can I hide behind the nitroglycerin, please?
Well,
Do it.
something like that.
Do it. Test this thing's intelligence.
Let me see. I don't know. I'll see if this is. So it's now that I know where it is it closer to me or to them?
Closer to them. It's almost directly above them.
Okay. Did I get a feel for its reach?
Well, you know it's reaching out in your direction, and you're probably a good 35, 40 feet away, maybe.
Can I, but the length of its tentacles, since I'm furthest away, is he about taut? Or do I think that...
They are kind of uncurling out in your direction, so
you can't really see.
it'd be tough to say.
Okay. Oh, get the fuck out. I will move over circa this area.
Okay. Turning and kind of running along the inner cave wall, the one that you had just recently examined for any additional clues, pivoting around that you watch as the tentacles kind of swinging around, almost antenna-like. They almost kind of have their own sentience as they kind of chase your essence through the air, kind of turning back and begin pulling back in your direction as you.
Is there any? I should have asked this first. Is there any cover in the vicinity?
Not in the central area, but pretty much some of the further out areas. I mean, there's not a lot in here.
Mm-hmm.
When you start climbing down into the lower ravine, there maybe are options down there, but no, it's actually pretty open down here. Like I said, it looks like some civilized touch has kind of shaped and cleared this space out.
Okay. I think that'll do.
All right. The kind of writhing and shaking, you guys feel kind of the jostle as you shift around, and you suddenly feel kind of a rampant as this thing begins reeling you up and in, and both of you kind of coming up towards the creature. Kel was more directly beneath it, so you would arrive first.
Oh boy.
You've arrived.
I've arrived.
As it comes closer and closer, you can initially kind of see the broader shape kind of struggling to find some defensible position whilst being grabbed. And you watch as kind of the mouth can kind of fold in on itself to make basically a perfect exo shell, which is indistinguishable from the other stalactites. As it kind of peels that back, you can see kind of the teeth kind of unfurling out this way, and just kind of you watch as it kind of goes to shove you into that maw, and the teeth kind of closing down onto your heavy plated armor.
Come on, plate. But it has been updated in 10 levels.
It clamps down and seems surprisingly effective despite that. As it clamps down, you feel kind of the heavy crunch. You can feel kind of a pinching in, but despite that, the teeth cannot find purchase through the heavy armor. You can see for a second it kind of you feel yourself kind of shake around momentarily before it kind of unfurls you, and you watch as the other tentacle kind of realizing like this maybe isn't something I'm that interested in eating. Right. As you're kind of pulled off to the side. You watch as Katerina kind of shouting is curled up in his direction. Unfortunately, he can't bite twice. Go, so.
Good.
Okay.
having reeled up, it is kind of the sounds of the commotion, the sounds of the clatter, and you can hear in the chamber this kind of, as the dinner bell has been rung in this chamber, and you watch as coming from up and over the outer ledge, place stuff.
Oh boy. Oh yay, carrying.
On the far side, just near the bridge, just adjacent to the bridge. There we go.
Oh,
As
that's fun.
two
We're fine.
kind of
We're fine.
We're fine.
disgusting pseudo centipede looking creatures. You can see that kind of a band of tiny hands, feet, whatever you want to call them, antennae, are kind of tasting at the air. And you get the sense that, you know, this is not the first time something has wandered in here, and that thing on the ceiling is a messy eater, and you can see and you can hear actually in further reaches of the cavern things beginning to shift and move, knowing that this is just about the sound of dinner.
Yeah.
And
We
with
sure
that,
know how to make an entrance.
We
you
sure
guys.
do.
Top of a niche.
top of an ish
Are
with
we
Katarina.
still like 60 yards from the Tempest?
You're
Where's
probably
the
about
rape
you're
whistle?
probably about 75 at this point now.
You're like,
Kel doesn't see anything wrong.
whoa!
We're gonna be fine.
We're fine.
When I'm scared, I'll blow the whistle.
By the way, I just got the new aura that I'm never afraid. So
All right,
So I'm just
Katarina, top of a niche. What you got?
with my free hand with Lightbringer, because I don't think I'll be able to.
Yeah, and the creature now via Lightbringer, and actually I believe you had light. Oh no, you cast it on the rock. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
she
But
has
with
my flashlight.
Lightbringer, by your proximity to the roper on the ceiling, you now
It's a roper.
you now
Can see it.
you can see. I mean, it is now illuminated, so even you can see it now in a more permanent or semi-permanent fashion. So.
Am I close enough to hit the mouth, or do I have
You
to
are.
attack
It's
the-
got both of you. Like it's kind of just like trying to figure out which of these is an
I'm-
easier, more easily digested snack.
I'm gonna make it
And
hard
Kel
for
has
him.
proven on first bite that he's probably not the one.
I'll go ahead and make an attack against the mouth,
Okay.
Do
and
it.
that is at disadvantage.
That'll be with disadvantages.
Do it.
An 8 and a crit.
Oh, don't
So it'd be
lose her.
18.
Damn.
Here we go.
The Lightbringer kind of shuffling free for a moment. As you raise it out, you can see that big snarling mouth and the blade kind of streaking down. You can see it close in on itself, and the blade rakes along that outside.
Good enough. Okay.
Jeez. Ropers don't mess around.
Ropers
Meow.
don't play.
Damn.
I'll take my second attack.
A shudder shakes the cavern as the creature rides with pleasure or just bestial the fervor of enjoying a meal soon.
luck.
I have to make my second attack. I don't have to, but I'm going to.
You have a second attack?
Yeah. Totally.
I'm going to re-roll. I'm going to use my lucky to re-roll my roller.
Okay. Is that your first? I know you're spent, but I believe that was your first lucky.
You know,
Yeah.
I just had to prolong the TPK.
Okay, so it would be 20.
Yeah.
20 will hit.
Oh,
This time
you're
as it
so
curls
close.
in, the first-
Yes.
The first strike hits that kind of shell that it pulls in around itself, not anticipating that its prey would be quite so lively. It re-unfurls and the blade finds purchase, driving into kind of what would be like kind of this sinewy gum tissue. Inside you can see it's almost crustacean-like. It's kind of like a death oyster.
Death oyster.
Death oyster.
Fun.
Those are fun.
Can I use my superiority dice to do a trip attack? It allows it to, he's probably going to say succeed, but it's a knocked prone. Would that at all help me from like wiggling out
Fine.
next turn?
If it was flying, it would be awesome. But it's attached.
I will leave it up to you. if you
Well,
wanna
I'll
use it.
take the extra damage anyways.
There you go.
So are you using trip attack?
Yeah.
And you sweep the legs, Johnny.
hacking at the thing.
I
just
don't
kind
want to
of
die by death.
repeatedly-
I know, right?
You can
Eating
see
by-
that at the base of this stalactite.
Maybe that's
there
how
are
to do it.
there are
Shit.
Oh, did you get some good ones?
Yeah, some infield crits there, and then my sneak
That's a
attack.
cool idea.
Okay, so. 30.
Damn. Plus your
There's
30.
fire damage.
35.
4 of that is fire damage.
Plus, oh, okay.
And then plus 6, whatever.
So
That's
36
the
and 35.
Dang.
There, yeah. And he's tripped, so.
He's
Trip?
tripped.
I'm sorry, what was the total?
36.
36, and 4 of that is fire damage. And he has to make a strength check, or a strength DC,
See if he's tripped.
to see if I've tripped him.
Well, I'm wondering if like he might lose his grasp, his like that or something.
So then you all
Oh.
fall to the
That's
bottom.
fine.
I'll take that.
Okay.
Or plus with a wizard.
The hacking just repeatedly at this thing kind of it keeps trying to flare that shell around to block it. The initial bite kind of opens up a gash in that gum tissue, looping it around as it kind of rides for a moment. You see an opportunity, a multitude of legs that are kind of much shorter, very crab-like almost, that are clinging up to the surface, raking up along the top, more kind of shearing some of the legs, but some of the rock along the surface. And you suddenly feel the full weight of gravity, both you and Kel, as this thing kind of like a shucked oyster off of or a barnacle,
Really?
as you can hear it kind of, and all of you kind of begin the 25-foot descent.
Pause, though.
Give me actually both of you give me an acrobatics with disadvantage because you are still technically
Yeah.
Yeah.
restrained by this thing.
I was gonna say, can I
Yes.
do the thing?
Yeah, you can do the thing.
Can I feather fall?
Is it a reaction?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I have to wait my turn.
What are the odds of anything falling on your
I
turn?
swear. That'd be really
Well, I mean,
unfortunate.
technically, this thing's falling on her turn. So,
That, you know,
do you want to do it? Do you want to cast it
I
on the thing
tripped
too?
What a way to think outside the box. I like
Oh
that.
my gosh. I'm such a dummy. Where is it? Yeah, so up to 5. I'm gonna choose these 2.
Don't do it for the barnacle man.
I'm not.
But you have up to 5. You don't want to waste it.
I'll save the rock that's falling.
Barnacle man. Barnacle
No, it
man.
has to be creature. Sorry. No, there. Yeah, so I will feather fall these 2.
Sweet.
Okay. You watch as the whole kind of lot comes toppling down. Aster, 2 hands kind of jutting out, one in each of your direction. And you suddenly feel kind of that heavy, the heavy pull of gravity suddenly lessen.
The force
the
powers.
force.
You find that you slow as you come to the ground. The thing in between you does not, and it kind of, and not insubstantial in size. As it smashes into the ground,
You
hear a
tripped
heavy
it.
crack
tripped it off the
as
ceiling.
it hits the ground.
We don't
and
ask
kind of
questions.
The legs kind of
Oh.
clawing the air, trying to just find some purchase.
Did it let go of them in the process?
It did not.
Bull crap.
You got a problem with the way I'm adjudicating this whole situation? 'Cause I can go right the fuck back on the ceiling.
Is he close enough to hit?
He is.
Okay, I'm gonna use my action surge.
Action
Do I
surge.
want to do that though? Do I want to do that?
Rogue fighters, am I right?
Tell you what. With Lucky, get some.
But I can't make use of my sneak attack.
No.
That sucks. Maybe I'll hold on to it. Never mind. I'm done.
You settle back onto the ground. You can see the thing kind of writhing in between you.
How's it looking?
It looks
Smashed.
bad. As it hit, you see a spray of whatever this thing has instead of blood or entrails or whatever.
Oh.
A spray of it as that outer carapace is cracked.
Well, fun.
Again, still clearly alive and struggling to get back. And you can see that that sudden kind of spray of gore sends the carrion crawlers into a little bit of a. You see they kind of immediately begin kind of tasting
Ooh, dinner will be
the-
served after all.
the essence of death in the air. And with that, we are going to jump back over to Kel. What you got?
Cal is with our friend.
Aster, you're on deck. I'm starting to say that now.
That's the thing
I'm going to have my friend Miss Jenny
Jenny.
take a running pounce on this mother effer.
What she needs? I don't think she's got the.
Oh, she
distance.
doesn't. Okay,
Yeah.
you're right.
She can do her attack, but
Yeah, she'll do a bite on this mother mamma jamma.
okay. Seeing him and technically is prone, so she's got the advantage.
Oh, it is? That's cool.
Oh, 18 plus she hits. Yeah,
Plus, like what?
6.
It's like
24. Does it have a 24 AC?
No.
I love how you look.
20 definitely hits.
All right. 2d6. Come on, Jenny. I need you to kill this thing. 8 plus 6 is 14. Come on.
You watch as Jenny, the thing comes crashing to the ground, the legs kind of clawing at the air, and instinctively kind of seeing kind of the chaos that's beginning to unfold, she just leaps on, a bug, something that is moving in a way that is totally engaging her predatory senses, leaping on it, sinking her teeth in. You hear another sickening crack, and you can watch as her lower teeth puncture into
oh, dang.
into the outer carapace. With a yank of the head, she rips out maybe a foot and a half chunk of that outer shell. You can see kind of the gurgle bubble of viscera kind of leak out onto the floor, and you watch as the legs kind of a few more kicks before kind of curling in on themselves. The roper falls motionless on the floor.
Nice.
You feel the
Well done.
Way to
Thank you.
trip
You
it.
Yeah.
coil
I
loosen.
texted
That's okay. We needed that.
You see the feel the coil around you of tentacle loosen as it slumps onto the ground at your ankles.
Kel looks at the two carrions. Now you're fucked. As he gets out.
You're gonna go
Are you about to speak with animals?
Please tell me there's
No,
some
I'm not going to
speaking
speak with
of
animals. Could you put? It's going to have to be a very specific place, where.
Well, just between them, right?
Well, I'll just tell you, and I'll figure out the specific spot.
Yeah.
Where if it engages cat, it'll activate my pole arm, and if this thing moves out of my reach, it'll also activate it.
Gotcha.
So I'm covering kind of
Okay.
both people.
Cool. You immediately shifting around, take a defensive posture in front of Katerina as the two kind of tasting at those microscopic droplets of death that still hang in the air, and positioned up. I'm guessing I didn't hear if you said it. Are you?
I'm blocking and tunnel fighter.
Well, you have to be in range, right?
No, I want to be out of range, so that when you enter my
okay.
range, I step.
Stop.
I see. Okay.
Cool. So tunnel fighter. You know what? I have an action. I'm not going to take the block action because I'm not the main guy here. I'm going to shoot the nitromethane
With?
my holy radiant light.
Okay.
It cannot miss. I have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, it's a wisdom. Yeah. Well, it automatically fails a wisdom saving throw.
Cool.
Or does it?
It does.
This nitromethane is so wisdomous.
It has a
It's
will.
sentient.
You don't understand.
Sentient.
It realizes it's about to be destroyed and sprints towards you.
Right. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
And the other beam, I'll have attack that thing. Because
Okay.
I choose 2 beams.
The
That's not how it works. Both of them attack. That's other twice. I'm sorry.
the two beams arcing out, and you can see that the crystal kind of shifts and shudders momentarily, and then the beams cease, and you're kind of like, that was anticlimactic.
After we barely nudged.
I was gonna
As
say,
you even like start to say like what the fuck, Illustrate? And this massive explosion. It is going to be a 15-foot radius,
Oh,
so
sure.
I think that's going to be everyone out to Kel.
Yep.
Are you serious?
Yes. What do you think is gonna happen?
An explosion. If you would remove it for me, though.
Well, but we're not restrained, right? So
You're
I
not
No,
restrained.
Oh,
And
then
Jenny
I'm
is
fine.
attacking.
Okay.
This should be a dex check.
Dodge this.
And you have the
Yeah,
+4.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
Jenny was.
She was eating things.
I need a dex save from.
Y'all got this.
Yes.
Do you have
16?
your aura?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It counts for me. Always on.
Oh, well, that's good. I've been rolling not well. Let's see. Okay, so 22 for me.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for that.
No fear.
The two carrion crawlers that have eked their way up. Kel firing off the two rays, an explosion as the nitromethane ignites. Both of you manage to dive out of the way, such that the blast, you can feel the licks of flame on you. Ones you know all too well.
This feels familiar.
I feel like we just did that.
I know.
You watch as kind of they just begin slinking forward in this semi-serpentine millipede kind of movement before they are engulfed in flame. Go ahead and roll damage for me, sir.
Yay! What do I roll?
It is 4d6. It's a half fireball, basically.
Ooh.
Oh.
3 plus 4 is 7, 9, 11.
You watch as both of the carrion crawlers burst into flames. A sickening screech. You can't tell if it's coming from them or if it's kind of like the sizzling exhale of whatever is inside them that's kind of eking out through the plates that make up their faceted
So
bodies.
they were like being cooked from the inside.
Well, it's hard to say.
So dinner's served
Good.
or lunch. I mean, it's kind of like a
Ooh.
brunch.
And I know
Even.
it's,
Y'all knows how to
it's
cook a
brunch
bug.
is served. Who brought the mimosas?
Anything else? I'm pretty
No,
sure
that is literally everything I can do.
that's over to Aster. What you got,
Oh
Aster?
my god. So how do they look overall?
Oh, I loved it.
They still look okay.
They still look okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there may be like whistle sizzling from the inside, but no, all things considered, they do not appear good.
Okay.
They look hungry.
I do
No,
love
it's
everywhere we
not
go. There's something exploding.
I know.
You
Another
guys.
wyvern trap.
Definitely at the Tempest, and this
Wyverns.
one's like further away with a lot more reverb.
What the hell? What did we invite on our
You,
show?
and you know that Goran's back there like, so
Wyvern.
fucking brave.
He's our biggest advocate on the ship.
It's literally you guys with some pots and pans just banging. It's rough in here. It's rough in here.
We really like the elements.
Stay out there. Don't come in. Don't come in.
We got it. We got it. I apologize.
All right.
Please take your turn.
No, by all means. I would like to, if I can find you, do
Ridiculous.
let's do that. You're not feeling great? You're not feeling great.
I'm actually doing okay. I'm not even
You
close.
were-
Not bloodied yet.
Oh, okay. I thought you were pretty
No,
bad off.
not horrible.
Okay. Well, I guess it doesn't matter then.
Bite you.
Wait, you're doing okay?
Yes.
You sure?
And if you,
Like I'm gonna.
if you
I'm
do
gonna-
magical damage, it's halved to me and
No, you sure?
yeah.
Oh yeah, do it.
Okay.
Whatever you're gonna do it.
Yeah, I don't know what you're
I've
planning.
got skills for this.
Um,
Whatever you're gonna do.
I'm not
So
taking
this,
the block
so
action.
that, so I'm pretty
Oh.
close to the ledge, right? Like I
want to
can't
go
shift
for
to where the monster's located. That's below me.
No, you can. This is all shallow. It's this ledge that's the.
Oh, I see. I
Yep.
see.
No,
okay.
you can. You absolutely are in a spot
I would
where
like to position myself as
You
such,
can even pull the
and
monster.
I can step on the monster. I'm gonna climb
Climb
atop
on
his
top of-
corpse.
Give me an athletics with disadvantage. no,
I'm gonna trip and fall.
hoisting yourself up onto the beast. You feel a breeze pull through. Your hair and clothing dances behind you.
Jenny's at your feet.
Jenny's at your feet. You can see her clothes are torn. She clings to your ankle.
Oh my god.
As well, she should. It's perfect. It's like I've seen this before.
Picture's so clear.
Ah, tropes.
Sorry, just counting. Do I want to? No, I'm gonna cast magic missile.
Huh.
I'm gonna do 2 on the far one and 1 on this thing.
Okay.
Is he? Because he's within 15. Yeah.
Yeah, he's at the 15, and so am I.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
arguing. That's why she has to
That's
say
why
what you're
I
doing.
asked.
You had your chance to speak. Shut your mouth. Blow the crystal up.
Oh my
doing it.
god.
I'm doing it.
You can hear as
More
you
explosive.
kind of gazing at these things out of the corner of your eye. You see the cluster of crystals and realize how much damage might ensue from it. You kind of gauge the relationship of the creature to the crystal, of Kel to the crystal, and you can hear kind of a. Let's do it. Kind
Kel,
of
you
whisper up
okay?
in the back of your head.
Do it!
Kel's showing
Okay.
absolutely no fear in the situation.
No, he's,
Okay.
He's laughing.
as everything's blowing up around him.
Two streak off in the direction of the further carrion crawler. One at the crystal. As it hits the crystal, you see it kind of jolt to one side, almost formless for a moment. It kind of before a huge detonation. Go ahead and roll. You can actually roll the damage for me. You can roll the 2d4
The two?
plus.
Two,
The sound
three.
of die 4
Three,
going
four,
through a
five.
dice tower.
So
5.
5.
Wow. Is it dead?
It's healthier now. As the two slam into, you can go to roll damage for the crystal too.
Oh.
If you'll also remove it.
3.
No, the crystal's four dice 6.
Oh,
No,
Three.
No.
Oh.
The crystal.
I did 3 damage
I
on the
love
crystal.
that you thought that died. 5 damage, it's done.
It's 46, yeah?
46, yeah.
Okay. Oh, and I have my fire dice ready.
Do I get to roll a saving throw or am I on?
We'll see. What is it?
5 plus 2 is 7, 9, 12.
Hold that number. Yeah, go ahead and roll your save.
20, bitch.
You said
Cal
you're
is
fine.
loving this
These guys
shit.
are just too damn good.
Just doing this kind
A
of thing.
brace of the shield and kind of the classic licking of flames as they swell all around you. You watch as the carrion crawler ignites for a second time, and this time there's no question about it. That is the sound. It's like when you put a lobster in a pot of boiling water. It is a fundamentally crustacean boiling in itself kind of a sound.
Does it smell good?
Is it appetizing?
You can make a perception.
On your turn. Fair.
All right. You watch as that burst of flames, a few of the legs on that side fracturing off, and you can see that the thing moving a little slower now as that carrion crawler is bloody.
Ooh. And now I do believe it is carrying crawler's time.
Anything
Unless
else?
you have more to do. Bonus or
I
movement.
moved and I did an action, so I'm good.
All right. Major plans might have foiled you, buddy. You watch as a sling of tentacles with a reach of 10
Son of a.
lash out at.
From the carrion?
I'm starting with this one.
Okay.
Oh.
It's got wee tentacle arms.
Could I attack the thing as it entered my reach? No.
No.
Okay, no, we're good.
No.
I
Tentacles.
know.
You foiled my plan. How could you do this? I thought we were friends.
AC, well, that's going to be him.
19.
Well, in that case, he
Um,
withdraws and goes to sleep.
Hang on, what?
It's because you're friends.
We're friends.
as you are hit for 4 damage,
But you are grappled.
but I need a Constitution save from you, ma'am.
+4.
Okay.
Paladin.
I am rolling terribly. So +2, that's 7, plus your 4 is 11.
Keep it up.
Yes.
All right. You become poisoned.
Again.
And
This is so
you-
not my day.
you guys watch as the tentacles lash out, and Katarina kind of stammers on her feet for a moment before she collapses to the ground,
oh.
and you are paralyzed.
Oh.
Oh, son of a biscuit.
And you may remake that check.
Okay.
Oh, dang it, you go next. Cookie. Yeah, what's the other one do?
The other one is going to do the same thing to you, sir. a lash of tentacle lurching out in your direction is going to be a hit.
Okay.
Mm.
This could get real serious real fast.
For 4 damage.
That's not what I'm worried about.
And I'm sorry, that was poison damage. Guys.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So ongoing? Is that what you
No.
Okay.
But just the by type.
Ooh, well.
Oh, you
let's-
can't be.
I think I cast. How long has it been since we were at the?
It's been long. What's the duration on
I think it's an hour.
It hasn't been
1
an
hour.
Is
It
he-
hasn't been an hour. You said 30 minutes.
Well, 30 minutes to crash the ship, but you cast that when you guys were just leaving to go back to the Tempest.
No,
Sure.
I cast it when we were. Oh, that's.
Yeah, because
No.
you wanted cover from the Wyvern.
Yeah, but we never went back to the Tempest. All it was like, hey, okay. So, it's been an hour since it basically blew up.
I'll give you. It's on the.
You know what? And I apologize if whatever you decide to do is absolutely
No,
fine.
I mean, we're right on the line for sure. Even if it was the other one, I don't know how much it's going to matter because I think that you can't be poisoned anyways.
No, I can be poisonous. Can't no disease.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, so I can't.
Um,
Anyway, let's just
okay.
see if it's even an issue first by making a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Yeah.
All right.
But I will say that you're we're on the tail end. I think you're right. I think probably we're within the hour from you guys.
All right, which is good because I definitely failed that with a 5 on the die. So I'm
Me
gonna.
too.
I have advantage now because of protection from poison, which is a 16.
16
Mm-hmm.
will save.
Cool.
You can feel kind of the tentacles lashing at you, and you feel like they find just some open flesh as they scrape down the armor, and through sheer fanatical will, you will the poison to ooze back out of your bloodstream.
Are you bleeding?
No, that's
No
poison
one
that
makes
should have
me
killed
bleed
me.
that.
All right, cool.
And with that, if you would send that one around the opposite.
Does it ever enter my reach?
I don't think. It will.
It'll
It
try.
will keep as far as
Because
possible.
it knows about that. Yeah.
Well, it knows its reach, so it's
Oh,
not
okay.
going to come closer than it
That
needs to.
if it goes one further, it will.
Okay, that's fine. That's about as adjacent as it
Wait,
needs to be.
no, that's in his reach too.
Is it? Yeah. Can it get around them?
This is as far as it can go.
Okay, no, move him one more, and he moves the reach.
Okay.
If that's
Yeah,
if that,
that's in his reach.
All right, then I'll make my attack.
Kill that son bitch.
as it attempts to scuttle around along the wall, you find an opening, lashing out with the spear. Oh, like 24. Oh, that's a miss. 24 hits.
And I will activate Wrathful Smite, which I cast a while ago.
You did.
Oh, this.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah. Oh my
Yes,
gosh,
okay.
where's all my cards at? Oh my god, I'll find it in just a bit. So it's 2d6 plus 1d6 plus 4, which is 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 1d6 psychic damage, which is 6. So
Nice.
it's
Are you
16.
infield critting?
And yes. And
Affirmative.
where is it? It must make a saving throw. I'll let you know that much right now.
All right.
So it's a wisdom saving throw.
If you can't find it, I can look it up.
So I got it.
And with a natural 2, it will fail.
It will fail. It is now scared of me.
Ooh, fun.
Okay.
So it's frightened.
as the spear lurches out, you open up a substantial wound on the side of it. You can even see it kind of curls in on itself and begins kind of moving in a really weird fashion, like to keep that side guarded, and immediately kind of begins backing away. I mean, it's it,
Does it go back the way it came, or does it?
oh, I can't do anything
Okay.
yet, but you can tell it's not.
Not so happy about
It's
that.
realizing that this was not the meal it thought it was going to be. So with that, we're back to the top of Niche. Katarina.
You got this cat.
All I can do is try and break the paralysis, correct?
Yep.
You got this cat.
Then I'm gonna try
You're
it.
gonna do it. This
and
is gonna be the one.
Is it Constitution saving
Pretend it's
throw?
valor.
It's
I know.
Constitution.
Then you get +4.
Oh, good. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. So let's see. That's It's my +2, so +6 and 13, 19. Yay!
19 will save.
Thank you.
You feel your body become your own again. And that is the end of Katarina's turn.
I just want to lay there.
Those
You're having
You
a
get
rough-
nasty, man.
It's a rough day.
This is
if
the
you get the wrong
worst
people
day.
knocked out of circulation, those
Oh, this
suckers
could have
are
been way worse. Not that we're in the clear at all yet.
nasty. That's going to be over to Kim.
Again.
Yeah, I know, right? I was, gosh, I didn't get the time to
Paladin-like.
think of it. So you're fine. That thing's next to methane.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna focus on this bad boy.
Okay.
I'm gonna get between Aster and the thing, but stay at my reach.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna make my double attacky poos.
Mhm.
Moving over. The spear lashing out.
How does it look?
Bad. Yeah. That shot you opened up on it.
15.
15?
Should be good on these. The other one was
The other one was gnarly.
had a better
Yeah,
AC.
like 20, which was redonkulous.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's
Only
serious.
double checking. I'm 99% sure. But I don't know why my stuff's not. Yes, sir.
It hits.
Wow.
1d6. 3 plus 4 is 7.
You watch as the blade lurching out, that kind of curled over posture, guarding that heavily damaged side, really forces it kind of at a 3/4 turn to you. You can see it's clearly not perceiving as well as it should. It's kind of doing what it can to scuttle away. One more quick jut out and watches the head of the spear just almost too easily slides through the head of this thing, kind of coming out the backside. As you pull it out, it slumps forward,
Nice.
motionless on the
in
ground.
that case,
So you moved, it looks like 2. So you might have some movement.
yeah, I have some movement left. Can I put myself in front of Katarina?
Yeah. You should
And that
be
way I
able
could
to-
be the
1,
meat
2,
shield.
and then
And I'll move
3.
Jenny to be by you to protect, and I'll have her take the dodge action.
Okay.
Okay.
Jenny posts up, gets down in a low pounce. You hear a frown.
Could you back me? I would prefer not to be. No, I'm not. Good.
You're not.
I just mentioned.
Okay.
That's going
But
to
I
be
wanted to blow you up some more.
on
no.
to Aster.
Take all the fun out of it.
A really stiff breeze pushes you 5 feet towards.
It's as if some immovable force from high above has it in for Cal.
It does like a wide sweeping shot back to Saruman. He's like,
Dig tools delve too greedily, too deep.
all right, what we got?
Signaling bird, my buddy shows up, and then I have him go fist bump the nitromethane.
Oh, mage hand?
Amazing.
She's gonna mage hand, and
Okay.
oh, I
Can I
like
do
it.
that?
The mage hand kind of flits into existence. It kind of you can see it kind of like and then goes sprinting off, and it kind of gets to the nitromethane before it like pauses for a moment and kind of turns back to you like, really?
No, it's a fist bump.
To no avail. You see it like
Oh.
the crystal apparently requires a little bit more than that to
Well, now
that
we
was your
know.
action.
Oh,
Really
okay,
good.
that's fair.
but you can see like after shaking off the bump it's all it's looking for a knife and waiting for you to go to bed.
Okay, so it,
Just
it
watching
requires
somebody
an actual attack, not just interaction to explode.
Well, at least not. That's too minimal an interaction.
Okay.
You know, like you could probably push a boulder onto it or something that might have a
Without
I've
jamming
learned
it.
things.
or jostle it heavily inside a cargo hold, like at ship crashing speeds.
Oh, but wait, there's more. I don't know if I want to do that though.
What?
No. Can Ollie pick up a rock and drop it?
He certainly can.
Yeah. That's a thing you could do.
All right. Can he pick up? How much can he carry?
Very little. I need a strength check. If he's trying to maximize what rock he can pick up.
It's minus
It
2.
has to be
It's
a,
a -2.
it has to be a 20
He gets a
feet.
pebble.
Has to be 20 feet.
Well, unless he wants to be caught up in the flame. He's dropping his rocks.
No.
You feel him bristle as
I'm not gonna make him do that.
Anticipates your
No,
thoughts.
he could tell that I was thinking of it. No, buddy, it's okay.
You can
Okay.
you can hear telepathically like, I'm not Jenny.
Oh,
Don't do this.
but Jenny, she
I
saved that.
instinctively give Jenny a scrub.
She is protecting.
Yeah, she lets out a little bit of a purr. The
She
snarl
likes
turns
me,
into a bit of a
dude.
purr.
I'm nice to her.
I'm nice to her too.
As the
It's the DM warping reality like he does all the
I
time.
give her some tiger weed.
I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. The carrion crawler will send another lash of tentacles Kel's direction.
20.
They rake across shield and armor, but don't find any purchase.
No, this
Kind
is
of-
dead now.
Pseudo nosing if it had a nose proper at the air, kind of tasting it, slinks back and again making its way back down the down the face. This is
Not before my turn, right?
this is realizing. Well, it doesn't have that much movement, so if you're feeling particularly vindictive, you can be like,
Fuck you,
"You
bitch."
retreating piece of shit." But
She's all like,
Actually.
he is in retreat. I mean, he's gonna be.
right?
Yeah, there's a problem. He's alive, so.
Well, he's 20 feet down the face. So if you're trying to put your money where your mouth is, you seem to want him dead.
No, I'm just
He's
gonna
still
lay.
got Featherfall. Come on, you can do something really sweet here.
I think we've done enough for today.
It's
on
been a
the
big
risky
day.
If there's no attempt to stop it from leaving, it
Yeah.
clearly is
Okay.
slinking back. It knows at some point you're gonna leave, and dead things will still be here unless you drag them off. So
Hang on, is he leaving my reach?
Yes.
no, it shouldn't be. You guys
Well-
are both.
Oh
you guys
no,
are
because
both
I'm
dead.
50. Yeah.
Because why?
Is it within my reach?
Well, he started within your reach, and if he
If he's leaving it, then I'll take an
if he
opportunity
went down
attack.
the cliffside,
Okay.
he did leave it.
Right. And if I hit it, its speed is reduced to 0.
Please,
You fucked with the wrong people, bitch.
please hit it.
No. Cal's like, meh.
He's-
You
he's
go
all-
Get
on,
out of
little
here.
bug.
Go on,
It's-
get.
It's like
It's a-
taking a spider outside and setting it free. That's really
Yeah.
really what you're doing.
Yeah, basically.
It slinks its way back down into the darkness of the abyss as the room again falls silent and the world is yours.
Collective sigh.
I'm definitely contemplating life, like in between tentacles. I'm just laying here, just. The fuck
Cal's
did
gonna
I do?
go to Jenny and give her a big old scruff and put his, meat foreheads and.
She does like one of those like cat presses where like you're like 3/4 of the way there before she like gives you
Oh,
a little
sweet.
brow bump.
Everybody good? You guys good?
Yeah, nice fireball.
Thanks.
Look at all these
Cat,
dead
Cat,
things.
Are you okay?
Nothing.
Cat. Cat.
Are you still poisoned?
Cat.
I can cure poison.
She remains motionless. You
Cat.
fear she's failed 3 death saving throws.
Cat.
I love that you just keep
Mom,
yelling and nobody's coming to actually
Hey
touch
mom,
me.
hey mama, mommy, mom.
You're like 10 feet away from me. So.
I'm gonna just use my sword just to help myself up and stab the tentacles a little bit more.
Okay, she's fine. I'm gonna pull out my rock and go back to the carving.
Okay. Heading back over to you're talking about the actual statue, the
Yeah.
face of the creature. Okay.
as I recall, I've investigated the length of the wall here available to me.
Well,
Right?
I think actually you had just investigated that statue as well.
Yeah.
That was when you had just turned around to go like, "Hey guys, look what I found."
Okay.
Hey you guys.
Hey guys.
Can I look around the room and kind of? Is it possible to discern like what this room would have looked like when this was made? Like, are there huge shards of rock that have fallen? That, like, was there used to be a wall here?
Yeah,
or-
looking at it, actually, you don't think. I mean, you can see the obvious erosion that's taken place on the walls with regard to some of the pictographs and this carving. There does not seem to be any substantial destruction in this space. More just kind of a gradual erosion. So there do not seem to be any structures that have collapsed. There don't seem to be any whatever this passageway was seems more or less intact.
Okay.
Yeah, it's and I would say, you know, I mean, in the sense of being able to look at it and you know that however many eons of wind, rain, and sand have whipped through here, but you don't get the sense that you know that there was some more elaborate or complicated structure that existed here.
That a bridge or anything that might have existed. How far out across the ledge can I see? Can I see the other side of the cavern?
You can see the other side of the cavern, albeit barely, and it's a sheer wall that runs around that outside. There's not a ledge on the other side that would be walkable.
Okay. How about down the face of the cliff? Is there anything on the ground besides stalagmites?
Down below, that is much more difficult to see by comparison to, you know, everywhere else that you're looking.
Can Ollie go look?
Sure.
While she's examining, can I just put my back to a corner and take a short rest?
Okay. Slumping down in one of the corners.
I was just going to do the similar thing. I'd like to start cooking and do my like chef thing.
Okay.
I'll start cooking for a short rest.
So Ollie has dark vision.
Okay.
Can he see if there's any more tentacly dudes?
Good call.
Sweeping through the area, he can see that there are quite a few more of whatever the smaller things were that you killed in droves. They seem to kind of move. They're moving all around the ceiling, minus the scorched earth that's kind of above this area, but none of the other. No additional ropers. That said, the roper is near indistinguishable. I shouldn't even say near. It is indistinguishable from an actual stalactite when it's not moving. So the only ones that Ollie is detecting as he's flying through this chamber are some of these smaller stalactite creatures that are actually in motion. But when they stop, they become indistinguishable from actual stalactites. But there's nothing that he sees immediately as he's flying through that space.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just curious of any sort of sentient interaction, like with the space. Are there?
Yeah, give me an investigation for Ollie as he's buzzing the chamber. And as you guys, you guys presumably are resting near one another. You said you just found a corner.
We'll find out. One last technical thing. I'm going to use my Channel Divinity to restore one spell slot.
Okay.
And after a short rest, I get that back, and I'm going to use it again to restore another spell slot. So I'll have two
Okay.
at once.
It's. I mean, at this point, and you get the sense that, you know, whatever natural ecosystem exists in these caves, they have long since reclaimed this. What clearly at some point had served a purpose to someone or some things
Sorry.
The hell was that?
What is it?
It's a popcorn app?
roll some dice.
Oh.
Did you just roll virtual dice at my table?
It wasn't my intent. It just
I don't think
happened.
she's allowed back anymore. Cat, Falling Rocks, fapping,
Hey,
and
it's-
Cat's
it's-
dead.
Where did you say you were resting in the table? No. Yeah. No. As he sweeps through, I mean, it seems as though whatever these things are, very likely they're native to the canyon and these cave systems, and this has become theirs again. There doesn't seem to be anything intelligible as he sweeps through.
Okay. I'll turn back and see that they are taking a beat, right?
Yeah, we're relaxing.
And it's midday right now?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So just afternoon.
Then Aster will also post up and try to copy the glyphs that she's seen.
Okay.
Just kind of sketch them out.
Gotcha.
Do I miss out on a short rest if I do that?
Do you want to actually sit and try to etch them, or do you want to charcoal imprint them kind of onto paper? I think you've got the stuff to do either.
So they're carved. They're not like painted or anything, right?
They are carved. Yes. Yeah. They are textured.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
The charcoal deal.
Okay.
Should probably rest, but
Probably takes a few sheets of parchment to capture the entirety of what's legible, what you've already kind of deciphered a little bit, but you've got it marked down. And you making up some tasty snacks.
Making up some tasty. Actually,
Ooh.
could I harvest anything off the bug?
Ew.
The world is yours, my friend.
Because I've worked with bugs before.
You have?
Yeah, so let's see if I can get anything good off of it.
All right, give me a wisdom check as you.
Cooking proficiency and all that good stuff?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. 24.
Looking
is
it
your
over,
specialty.
I know. Right?
I mean, and she's not wrong. You've spent a not insubstantial portion of your culinary career cooking some pretty exotic ingredients, and you actually find that like you could basically harvest. There are kind of the two main organs that run laterally on one on either side. What would kind of be like, this is a bit of an obscure reference, but kind of like in the kidney area of this thing.
Okay.
They're pretty elongated. They're probably 1.5 2 feet long
Damn.
by probably about a good sized fillet. It's basically kind of like a giant pork loin,
Oh,
albeit
yeah. I don't
it's
need it.
far less textured, and it's a very loose meat, if you can even call it that. But
Right.
but it's something that the organ you have come to find is synonymous with many other insectoids
Right.
and bugs. And so long as you can get past the fact that these things are like the bottom feeders of
Right.
the terrestrial plane.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I'll cook some up. I'll do like super thin slices of it and get the oil super hot.
Nice. Get a nice crisp.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically you're making Shattered Canyon oysters.
Yeah.
Is what you're. All right. So slicing it up thin, frying it up. Go ahead and give me a roll for your cooking.
Dex.
Yeah.
Kel really wants to make some good shit. 23, but I get to use my silver knives, which bumps it up to 26.
Dude, you've been
Jeez.
crushing the cooking roll.
Yeah, cooking
Right?
has been good. That's a 15.
A delicious aroma that you have just been sitting this entire time, just totally taking the load off. Okay, so you were probably at least cognizant of Kel ripping an organ out of the carrion crawler and then proceeding to fillet it into really thin slices. Aster, who's been oblivious to this, the aroma that begins filling this is calling to you. In fact, as you finish up your etching,
I'll put that shit on the cracker, dude.
you are drawn You were drawn to the smell of the Shattered Canyon oysters as you head back over. The group reunites with a little bit of a tasty meal at your disposal.
What's cooking, Cal?
Oh, just some leftover rations I had.
Wow.
Here.
This looks fantastic. Well,
Try
thank
some.
you. Thank you.
What?
I'm gonna try
As he
it.
like looks at Cat.
That's really good. Can I have another?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, this is really good, Cal.
Yeah. Would you like some, Cat? As Cal does, he's eating it himself. Yeah, it is pretty good.
I'm not entirely hungry, thank you.
Okay. Or
You sure, Cat? This is one of the best things Cal's
You watch
ever
as
had.
juices are spilling down Aster's face.
You're missing out. This
Her
is really
tunic is getting
good.
saturated with
I didn't even know we had rations like
oily
this.
carrion crawler.
and he'll give some to Jenny as well.
She will
Oh yeah, I guess
happily
Ollie.
accept what is made is going, gone. So if you're gonna get a bite, nope. The last of it between Ollie, Jenny, and Kel and Aster, you finish off a pretty delicious little snack. You kind of looking each other over, dusting yourselves off a little bit. And in that moment seemed all worthwhile. The condor, the carrion crawler, it's...
Here, if you want, I can get some more of those rations real quick. As he goes over back to the carrion.
You watch as his arm goes elbow deep into the other side.
What?
Yeah.
Give me a concept.
As Kel moves closer to her so she can't throw up.
Do you intentionally run over? All right, +4.
7. Doesn't matter.
No. Oh, it's
No,
7.
it's 7.
It's a crit miss.
No, 7. It is. It's a crit miss.
Oh. Despite Kel doing his best, you see he kind of like shuffles
I'm
over
like,
your
why are you kidding?
direction.
You know
As he's covered in carrion guts.
Oh my god.
He's got the pork loin of carrion, or carrion loin, I guess, under one arm. He kind of rushing in your direction. You can see the mucusy slime dripping off of him. You watch as Aster turns and just paints the canyon wall. Katarina.
Does it get on any of us?
I'll try.
I'm gonna go with she does a reasonable job. You had to rush over to her
Yeah,
to try and
I'm getting like, get the
Katarina examines her life for an additional half hour.
As Kel is laughing his ass
Kel's
off.
cracking up. As you watch the closest
I'm
thing to a
driving.
frat party that certainly that the Rakish Rovers have ever had in the Shattered Canyon.
I love that you put the
Yeah.
parameter
You
of
know,
Shattered
yes,
Canyon on
we
there.
all know.
Having culminated the short rest, what is Katarina doing? We know what Kel and Aster are doing.
I'm driving.
And Jenny goes over and starts.
Yeah, you
licking
go-
up the
you
vomit.
Ew! Ew! Jeez.
You go dry like well before you're done.
Yeah,
Like,
correct.
doing it up.
As looking ahead to where we're going to be going, does it appear to get darker, or is there
Nope, you
some
can
light?
you can actually see the dim glow of light as though it opens back to the outside world. The further you go.
Need I remind you that we're here to do a job? Let's go.
All right. You're right there, Aster.
And I will slowly stealth my way going forward now that I know what lurks in this terrible cavern.
Okay. You watch as Katarina gives you a pretty sternly delivered sentiment, and then like gets in like a full tiptoey posture.
Do you actually stealth?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
sick.
Give me a stealth check as you push your way out of the cavern, and Katarina is moving.
22.
Okay, so I've collected all my things. Okay. Aster will follow sheepishly.
Sorry.
A couple extra heaves. As,
Oh yeah.
as
Oh
you
yeah.
Continue.
Just a little bit cold sweat.
You
little
pass
bit.
by the now properly butchered carcass of the carrion crawler as you make your way through. Kel, you're in tow as well.
Yeah.
Can I just set it on fire?
Smells good.
Can I
I didn't know you hasn't cooking
Can
yet.
I firebolt it or something and set it on fire?
It'll probably take a few firebolts actually and get it flaming, but out of just a general disgust for
Whatever,
it, I
I'll
won't
just
stop
still
you
do
from
it.
slinging
Fireball.
them.
Yeah, firebolt.
Bolt. You hear the little sizzle of guts as it hits as you guys
She runs out before anything else goes
push your
on.
way forward. And the nice part is as you exit into this, kind of you get a bit more of kind of a fresh breeze, and the delicious aroma that was hanging in that chamber begins to leave you. As you break out to the outside of this chamber, you find yourself at a bit of a crossroads that you had already seen with the arcane eye. To your right, a very steep series of switchbacks that kind of I say switchbacks. There's some portions that are actually a rock face to climb. There's some portions that are, a kind of a rock climbing with training wheels, we'll say, up this way, or a footpath which continues on and seems to it wraps around the canyon wall before you can see the end of it, but it does seem to be narrowing slightly.
Seeing our
as it
options in
moves.
front of us, I'll turn to Aster and whisper, are you able to do any reconnaissance the way you have before and in the sewers of the Mechanum?
Yes.
If we can just find those eggs, we can be done. We can head back to the Tempest and make our next move. We just need to know where they are.
How far did I get before? Was it just to this area?
You had scaled the switchbacks and had just seen some kind of
The settlement?
stone structures that before it had snapped out of existence.
Okay, I will. Yeah, Aster's gonna perch up where it's especially drafty. And sit down and cast Arcane Eye once more.
Okay.
So this time, I want to make the move like as I go. I really want to kind of like make time with it. So I would like to continue on instead of going up. I want to go along the footpath.
Okay. You're setting the eye along the footpath?
Yeah.
Okay. The eye kind of takes off in its on its course, tracing around, and this time actually coming out and around. You can see that it does continue to narrow. In fact, it gets quite narrow.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see a fair ways off in the distance, several hundreds of feet or maybe even several hundred yards worth of a very, very narrow footpath do ultimately culminate in a wider ledge, and you can see a land bridge that crosses to the other side of the canyon.
Land bridges.
Land-
Tell me one good land bridge in all of fantasy.
I'll get back to you on that. This one.
There we go.
And it just crosses to the other side of the canyon. Is there a footpath onwards?
You're seeing this bridge from 100 yards away. So, you can continue
Okay.
pushing off that direction if you want. But it's
Well,
the first time
I can go continue on this footpath, but there's a myriad of ways this canyon's I don't know. Do we have any clues as far as where I should look?
No.
I'm just looking for nests. Like
Really?
wyverns. Yeah, do you remember the ones you tried to make me seduce? They look like that.
If we can eliminate some paths, I think that would at least
Yeah.
benefit our direction.
That's true. Might as well stay going this way.
As far as what I've seen this far, I mean, I know the canyon has lots of offshoots of the. This is still in the main.
This does
like,
seem to be
riverway.
traveling down the main portion of the canyon, yes.
Okay, then I would like to continue and take ganders down the offshoots as I pass them.
Okay. And the offshoots, I mean, there are many offshoots, but also many that you can, as you're passing, you can see they terminate very rapidly.
Mhm.
You do rapidly begin to get the sense, though, that traveling down or exploring every possible branch off of this. I mean, you could spend a lifetime in this canyon and
Stop. I will stop. I'm gonna just go up. Can you get like an aerial view?
the eye coursing upwards, and as it raises up off to your right, you can see the same stone structures that you saw at the.
Are they moving about? Are there any? Is there any movement?
You don't see any movement immediately, though. You're viewing this now from a substantial distance. As you continue up higher and higher, you can see land bridge off in the distance. You can actually see a number of other land bridges at various elevations, and you can see as you crest the highest part of the inner canyon. The canyon, basically, you have this kind of the narrow portion of the canyon that you guys are in. You crest kind of this big top crust, which then opens up to probably 4 or 5 times the width, which feels a lot less like a canyon. It does still then go up hundreds and hundreds of feet from there, but it's as you get to that first crest, as you come up, you can see kind of tearing by your vision
Wyverns.
the distinct form of a wyvern as it cuts around. You watch as it swoops down, kind of landing, and then you can see tucked in on this high plateau, right out to the edge. You can see, and actually they begin to become quite apparent. These small alcoves. It's hard to say if they've been actually dug out or if this was some sort of erosive pattern that resulted in these, but kind of tucked into the high edge of these cliffs. You can see these nests, and you can actually see an occasional head kind of pop out and then kind of pulling back in, and then a lurch as a full-on body kind of goes skyward and vanishes off to somewhere else in the canyon.
And so are they nesting in a vertical face or a horizontal face?
Vertical face.
A vertical face.
But pretty close to the upper crust of the canyon there. But you definitely are making note that you're not seeing any of these at lower elevations. They do seem to be poised.
Can I spend the rest of the time just watching their behaviors, trying to identify like the dominant ones, how many there might be?
Sure. You
any
witness.
possible easily accessed nests?
Give me. Well, which of those do you want to do? Because you can watch their behavior, or you can attempt to. You're basically gonna have to like focus on a nest and go, can I see any obvious opportunities? Or you could say, can I see what wyverns do with their day?
Is it not too much to ask? Can I see eggs? Are they big enough to be seen?
No, you can't see them from here. These where they're entering, there's kind of this eroded pocket in the stone. But where they enter, multiple wyverns can full on
Oh, I see.
go inside that space completely out of view. So
I'd like to watch their behavior then, actually.
Okay.
I'd like to kind of learn, like, especially if they have little scuffles, kind of like how they fight each other. I want to see like how many of them might live in each nest.
it is the number that you begin tracking becomes unnerving rapidly. I would say you. It's such a number that, like, because they go back into a nest, and you might see another one come out, and it's going like, was that a male that went in or a female that came out, or what? But you would feel confident in saying that no fewer than 18 unique individuals are moving throughout the canyon. And again, this is in the area that you're at. You do make definitive note that you even see on a couple of occasions a nest, kind of watching and go, okay, I saw a female go into that nest. Okay, I saw a male go into that nest. And you'll see a third wyvern kind of come in. You can hear kind of the barks and chitters as it kind of bats its wings and realizing like, oh, this isn't where I meant to be.
Oh, yeah.
And not only is there not more than two, there's definitively not more than two. The two that have brooded in that nest seem to be quite territorial about others coming around that nest. You do see that once they've left the nest, there does seem to be some kind of socialization and hierarchy. There seems to be some social behavior. Two wyverns away from their nest seem to have no problem engaging with one another, even in, let's even call it a pseudo-affectionate manner. But in the nest, it is quite a different story. You do not see, that seems to be space that the other wyverns know. You know, you don't just pop over for a visit.
You don't even have coffee cake ready.
Cup of sugar.
Well, everyone knows wyverns are notoriously bad hosts. It's in the monster manual.
It's in the monster manual. Page 22.
Do any scuffles break out? Do they actually fight one another?
Occasionally you'll see, again, I mean, not to the point that there's blood being drawn or things are being overly aggressive, but you see, like I said, how much of it's social behavior versus actual confrontation. And it's right about that time as you are taking all of that in.
But did you see anything?
You saw at one point about halfway through, she froze up, and was not really responsive at that point. Yes, yeah, I think I found them. Well, I know I did.
You found the nest.
Well, we might have to plan this out. Yeah. So they're really high up.
Okay.
There's at least 18 of them.
In one nest.
It's like a colony.
Oh, okay.
And I will further communicate. I mean, definitely they're not crazy far from each other, but they're also not right on top. They seem to have a certain radius that they maintain in their nesting habits.
Approximately how wide is that radius?
150 feet, maybe.
Oh, pretty good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're not right on top of each other.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to make that clear.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of nests. I don't but I don't know how we'd get in. I mean, I can make you invisible, but we would need a diversion or something.
How far away from where we're standing are the nests?
We're talking hundreds of feet now, right? Up and over?
Yeah. Just hundreds of feet up.
Yeah. And then the platform or that plateau before the shelf, the next shelf.
Well, it's at that junction. It's right where that plateau meets the wall that you guys, like, you could stare up that wall, but it's just too high up for you to.
Okay, so the wall is actually the one we're sitting next to.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So it's basically inner canyon, shelf, outer canyon.
Yes.
And they're at the top
Inner
of
canyon.
that inner
Okay.
canyon wall is where they seem
So
to
if we
be.
climb to the top.
And the civilization is on top?
The settlement?
Yeah.
Oh, it's up the switchbacks and to your right, but the switchbacks don't come anywhere near to go,
Okay,
go
they're
to the
still
top.
up.
But they
Okay.
do gain you in elevation.
Okay,
So
then Aster goes like, they're up there, like right above us, like hundreds and hundreds of feet.
But there's a shelf. Like, is there a place we could camp out before going for wyvern egg hunting? Or is it just straight up all the way to their nests?
As far as I can tell, correct me if I'm wrong, the only like traversable area on the way up is taken up by the tribe. Is that
you've seen so
That
far.
I've
I mean,
seen.
again, there's so many potential routes up. You know, the canyon is.
So we'll have to go through the tribe first before engaging the Wyverns.
if we want to go up? I guess. I mean, we need to.
We're not alone. I mean, the captain and his men have done this before. We just need to locate the eggs, which it sounds like you know exactly where they are.
Yeah, I think
just wanna
we
make sure that
found
when we-
them.
Go for it. We let them know of all the dangers and all that. You know.
I see. So I guess we could raise the Tempest, get onto that shelf, traverse the shelf over to where the nest is right below it.
That's what it sounds like to me.
This isn't our.
No, I think you're right, Kat. We
We
did our
just need to
job.
return to the captain and let him know
Alright.
what we found.
All right, cool. Let's go back to the Tempest then, as far as I'm concerned, before we blow up anything else. So that was pretty cool.
There's technically some more crystal in the cave.
He just starts like throwing out radiant light at random things and blowing them up.
Are we at all near the start of the switchbacks?
You're at the base of them right now.
Are there any other petroglyphs?
Looking around, no, you don't see anything out here. And out in the open here, erosion is much, much heavier. So if there were, they're presumably gone. Like the fact that that was an enclosed cave.
Okay.
But yeah, there's out here. You can see that everything in the exposed areas has this kind of sand-worn, smooth finish to it. Whereas inside the caves and rocky overhangs, you see a little bit more retention of the stones faceting and things like that. So.
Okay.
Yeah, did you learn anything from what'd you learn from?
Yeah, I'll tell you on the way back.
Perfect.
It seems like there's always two to a nest. They're extremely territorial. The whole, I don't know what to call them. The flock.
We'll call it a flock.
Flock of wyverns.
I don't know what to call them. Seem to have a hierarchy, but they all get along. They have a system. They seem okay. So as long as you don't get close to each other's nests, blah blah blah. Anyway, I'll just kind of rattle this off as we go.
I was actually asking about the hieroglyphs and shit.
You were?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, last time you looked at this shit and found cool stuff, we got lots of treasures. So I'm just kind of curious.
Well, she looks wistfully at the switchbacks. I'd love to know more. I don't know much. I don't know much to tell you. And on our way back, can I look one more time at the statue? Does it look draconic?
As much as it looks wolf, as much as it looks. I mean, it's that eroded. It's, you know, like any fine detail has been just washed away into just kind of. I mean, you can tell it's a creature, but I mean, your guess would be as good as anyone else's.
Okay.
Pushing your way back through the delicious smelling chamber.
And it does smell delicious.
And back out to the other side, you arrive back at the Tempest, and you can see like there's a few people on deck. You got one guy who's kind of watching out in the direction. He's clearly been put on watch for the boarflies, and you could see that he's kind of like just nothing going on out there. He's just. But you can see the rest of the crew, save Fillion, who is not on deck. You can see the rest of the crew kind of raised eyebrows, and like as you come around the corner, your eyes all meet theirs. So you could see that Slate, Goran, and Draco, they are all standing kind of at the ready as you come around the corner and begin making your way the last 15, 20 yards to the Tempest.
We have found the nest.
Good. We got a lead on what the best path is going to be to traverse.
Yes. I assume I did. Would I have?
As far as a footpath, I'd say, yeah, no,
Are you amenable to raising the Tempest to the shelf?
dangerous ground up there. coming too close to their nest, we risk stirring the whole thing up. If we don't have good access, we can move the Tempest. Either way, it's going to be advised that whichever team is going to be going in to take the eggs and whichever team is going to be doing the distracting, we go in by foot and we ensure that the Tempest is far enough off, because we stir things up. We got one egg. Cool, maybe we got 2 angry Wyverns on our tails. Rest will only chase so far. Gotta stick to their nest. Park the Tempest too close proximity. We're dealing with the whole damn canyon word.
Well, if I could rest a bit, I can find a safer location before we move it.
We'll put our heads together and see if we can come up with a plan.
Don't worry, I have a head for these sort of things.
I get that sense about you, Bastano.
I know. Oh God.
We've had a particularly big female. We're keeping an eye on things over here.
Where's she at?
Yes, I know.
She's coming on. It may well be the one that you guys scrapped with. We saw that one diving over where the condor had been.
Darn wyvern traps.
They've taken a notice to us. It won't be long. Like I said, they're intelligent creatures. Get the sense they know why we're here. They're making their own plans.
You think they might ambush us like they did at the thing?
I'd say we can. I'd say we can just about count on it. I don't want. We're gonna need watch, but you can see he turns, gesturing, and you can see on deck that where a number of the cannon stations might be for the upper guns. They're erected what could only be described as kind of a wooden phone booth. It's kind of hinged such that you can roll it down to cover one direction or roll it up to cover the other direction. Just as much as she's been keeping an eye on us, I don't think I want anyone on deck for the night. Said the poison's bad enough, but getting plucked off your watch and giving a real intimate introduction to the bottom of the canyon. Just as soon not see any of my people go that way.
Yeah.
Captain, if I may ask that we have the afternoon to put our heads together. Is it possible that we can maybe depart in the morning once we have a plan in place?
Are they nocturnal? Do they do things more in the day or at night?
They're pretty active during the day, but like I said, they're smart enough to know their prey. If they see an opportunity, they ain't gonna sleep on it.
Well, neither should we.
I like your thought, though.
Yeah, you think that I was thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
Well,
do
I
it.
need to get some more of those flank steaks back from that carry-on. They're delicious.
Aster just walks up.
If what you're saying about these nests, if traversal on foot from this location is going to be a problem, we can remedy things. Perhaps we relocate in the morning.
I was curious how you've done it in the past.
Good question.
Do you have climbing kits? Do you take the
Don't go into
Tempest?
the canyon without climbing gear. We've never brought the Tempest this far into the canyon before.
Is that to say that there might already be equipment in place where you've climbed to the upper shelf before?
We've never climbed the interface, the main wall. Suicide.
Oh,
I'm
well,
glad
that's
we're
good
doing
to
it
know.
Oh, I just as soon I would urge any of you, if you're considering climbing that wall, unless you're just as good with a spear hanging 1,000 feet in the air while you're getting dive bombed and riddled with quills.
And how's your relationship with the Ayuka?
Strained.
Okay.
That said,
I'd like to go talk to.
they're generally not outwardly hostile. Me and my boys, as well as a number of the trappers that made the canyon a regular haul, got something of a reputation with the Ayuka. They stay out of our way, but I wouldn't say that we're exactly on friendly terms. Some fresh faces. Could be a valuable outset. They know the canyon better than anyone. And they move through the canyon. Maybe the only thing on two legs that moves through the canyon the way a wyvern can.
Do you know enough about them to know what they value?
Most part, language barrier has been a bit of a problem. Some of them can speak common. But
What do they speak?
Can I speak animals to him?
Oh my god.
Because I can talk to animals.
Hell,
What?
go cook something.
I would love to.
you could see that like Goran perks up a little bit. What are you planning on making?
See, like,
You can see like some saliva starting to.
he put the carrion flank steak,
Ooh.
takes it down.
I love pork. All right, settle in. I want things tight on ship this afternoon, this evening. I want lights. Scanning the upper ledges on the hour. You see the sheen on the eyes before you see anything else. You whip us up something good to eat and put our heads together here. If think you can make some headway with the Ayuka tomorrow.
I like that.
I do too. That's a good idea.
See if they have any knowledge of our historic find. Too.
Settled in. Stano,
Yeah.
the hell aren't you cooking?
Oh, yes, sir. As he starts getting naked.
He doesn't even say anything at this point. Whatever.
I'm gonna
you
go.
want to get your ass killed? Go ahead. No, I actually think with that plan in place, dinner being prepared, and setting out to hopefully maybe do a little bit of diplomacy with the locals in the area. Could be a tall order, but that is where we're going to have to end it today. Thank you guys so much for joining us this time. You guys got anything for all the beautiful people at home?
Look forward to seeing you next time.
Right?
We love
Thank
you.
you.
That too.
Thank you. Mwah. Thank you guys so much for joining us this time for all those delicious carrion fritters or whatever.
Steaks or whatever.
whatever the hell
I
you
don't
wanna
know
call
what
them.
the heck they were. Yeah, I was almost thinking like, never mind.
Until next time, the world is yours.